So happy New Year, everyone. This is the first time I'm connecting with you all in 2024. So I hope you all are doing well and you are really very interested to learn and grow on this particular domain. I'm in WFM. So before starting with anything, just wanted to confirm you all, how many of you are working as a scheduler or working as an RT?
Abhishek here. I'm working as an RTA team leader.
Okay.
Sorry, sir. I'm just working as a CSA still.
Okay. So I can see 12 participants with us and expecting that everyone is speaking and asking the questions because this particular meeting that we are conducting today, this is for scheduling doubts. So actually since last 4 months I was busy with my some family reasons, so I could not connect with you all on this particular platform. So I got multiple pings on WhatsApp and got comments on YouTube as well. They have some doubts regarding their scheduling. So whatever doubt you guys might have, just go ahead and ask without any hesitation. I'm here to help you out how much I can, as much as I can. But yes, don't hesitate. Please ask the questions. Because we have half an hour. Within half an hour, whatever doubts you might have, you just go ahead and ask. I will try my level best that I'll clearing everything.
Chandra sir,
Yes.
okay. If an interviewer asks from us that what is the steps for scheduling or forecasting, so what are the steps we have to told them? I have
Okay.
watched your previous video on scheduling and forecasting, but if we are in interview, so how to answer that question?
Okay. So you just want to know what are the steps that you need to take while doing a
Right,
scheduling as being a scheduler, right?
right.
Okay. So as we have already discussed in the previous sessions, while we are doing a scheduling, we should be aware about the KPI. What exactly the KPI which we need to meet, right? So let's suppose here I'm taking the KPI that is service level. Okay.
Okay,
So let's suppose the service level is KPI and we are getting the forecast from client end. Okay. So first of all, what we need to do is we need forecast the AST, shrinkage. Okay. Once I am handy with these all the information, I should be aware about the KPI. Let's suppose the service level, what the service level target is, what is the service time. Okay. If there is something like we have to deliver the occupancy of 80% or above 80%, so we need to look into the schedules. So once I am handy with the forecast AST, so I will be breaking that down on interval level with the help of uh, call arrival pattern, what we have. And I will break down the AST based on the trend, how the AST is trending in on interval level. Okay. So these all the steps that we take.
all
And going ahead, don't worry. What I will do is I will plan
Chandra,
another
wait.
session. Yeah.
Chandra, hold.
Well, let me just clarify this right now. Okay. So, guys, Amandeep this side. Basically, when an interviewer asked regarding the scheduling steps, so this basically there we have 8 to 9 steps that what we need to tell him. So these 9 steps are basically, first of all, like, if we talk day wise there on Monday itself, what you will do, you will just check the forecast there. You will receive a forecast from your manager respective or from your client itself, where you will be receiving the calls, AST and shrinkage. Okay. Then on that basis, you have to calculate the requirement. Now calculating a requirement, this is a second step. And this step basically, either it's done by a tool itself where we upload the forecast. On that basis, we would be able to get the requirement, correct? Do you all agree with this? Or we can calculate the requirement manually on our Excel sheet there on the basis of the forecast and AST. Okay, then we need to check that how many agents do we have in our system. Like there would be agents that who are working, who are available to take calls. These are third step. Then we need to check their shift timings, their breaks. This is called work rules or constraints, we can say that. Then after that, we will generate the schedule. This is a fifth step. And in sixth step, we will evaluate the schedules and we will prepare a schedule efficiency file where we will just discuss the over-unders, schedule inflex, shrinkage with the operations. On that basis, we will assign all the things to the agents there and we will publish our schedules. And after that, we will again reevaluate the schedules that what we have shared. These are the 8 to 9 steps that we need to take care, and this all thing completes the scheduling process. Is that clear to everyone, guys?
Yes, clear, Amandeep. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
So you just don't need to worry. What I will do is whatever I have explained in the previous sessions. Okay. So I will summarize everything. I will just try to represent how do we calculate all the things and how do we prepare the deviations summary. So that would be more clear to everyone that what exactly all the steps that we take and how we do validate the schedules and all. So you don't need to worry. After this particular session, I will be planning one another session. There I'll be clearing everything. Okay, step by step. So I hope everybody is aligned and are on same page.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead with another question that you might have. Any question that interviewer has asked or someone from your friend list.
Okay, can you please tell the topmost question asked by interviewer for a scheduler?
So for schedulers, as per my understanding, let me add another sheet. So how many of you are aware how do we create the DOW profile? What is DOW profile? Yes, no, maybe anything.
No, we don't.
All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
this one is the most asked questions in the interview. Let's suppose my week start from Sunday and ends on Saturday. Okay. So DOW profile, while I'm talking about, it means what is the weightage of the day while I'm looking into the volume. Okay. So this is my actual volume that I'm taking random.
So, along with that, let me just now speak out about the questions that were asked by the interviewer regarding a scheduling process. So, they can ask you, first of all, about the scheduling. What do you mean by scheduling? Second thing, they will ask you how scheduling works there. When they will say how scheduling works, in that you have to tell the 9 steps which I told you earlier. After that, they can ask you schedule reflex, schedule efficiency, how you would prepare a schedule there, how you would represent your forecast, AST, how you would pick that. And third thing comes out that is for new hire. Like there would be new hire in the system, how you would upload their schedules. Then they can ask you about a tool. Like there are various tools in which we used to do scheduling, like IEX, Aspect. Okay. For particularly for tool as well, they can ask you multiple questions there because in tools have we have a lot of things that we need to take care of. Okay. And like he's just telling out DOW. This is day of week factor basically. We need to just factor out the forecast day on the day level basis. Basically, on that we can find out a weekly level as well, and on the weekly basis we can find out and we can calculate on a monthly basis as well. So these all are the things that that needs to be asked there by interviewer. So don't be just not get panic there. You would be enough confident while you will be watching all the videos that what we have uploaded on YouTube in our WFM World group. You can see there and you can just analyze. And after that, once you will complete that videos, you would be able to clear your interview easily. Hope it helps for everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Aman. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I've taken the random volume over here. Hope you can see it. On Sunday, I've taken 1271, and Saturday it is 1037. So how will I calculate the weightage? Day of week percentage. So this is how I will get the weightage of that particular day. And this is known as DOW profile. I hope it is clear now.
Yes.
Okay. Now another question is, let me paste this as a value so that now if interviewer is asking to you, let's suppose the head count which we have on Sunday 13, 12, 14, 12, 13, 12 and 12. So what is the weekly head count? What is the head count that we have? Okay, let's suppose I have a schedule 13 agents on Sunday, 12 on Monday, 14 on Tuesday, on Wednesday, 12, 13, 12 and 12. So what is the weekly head count that we have? Can anyone help me? Yes,
Sum divided by 40.
sum divided by 40.
I'm considering 8 hours per day for one agent.
So you are saying that 2.2 agents required, and I'm saying that 13 will be present on Sunday, 12 on Monday. So what would be the total headcount for the week? Okay, so let me tell you. First of all, I will do some. Okay, considering that everyone is giving the shift of 9 hours. Okay, and I will divide it by 45. So this is how I will get the weekly head count. I hope it is clear,
Yeah.
because I know every agent who will be logged in, he or she will give 9 hours. And why I'm dividing it by 45? Because in a week, he will be delivering 45 hours. Is that clear?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
this
Okay, so how many are you aware of work rule? What is work rule basically? Yes.
We don't know.
Okay. So work rule means basically the rule that we have for the agents schedule. Let's suppose we are also working for a particular organization. So when we talk about work rules, we have two kind of work rules, daily and weekly. Okay. And in the work rules, we have some schedule constants. So as we are also working for a particular organization, and we know we take 2 week offs in a week. Okay. So that is something which is decided based on the country labor law, right? Somewhere we take 2 week offs, we get 2 week offs, somewhere we get 1 week off, right? Somewhere we get rotational week offs, somewhere we get split week offs. So that is kind of weekly rule, right? When we talk about daily rule, so in daily rule we have the shift length of 9 hours somewhere. Somewhere you will get it is 9.5 hours, somewhere it is 10 hours, somewhere it is 8 hours. So it's totally up to the country and the country labor law, right? And it is when we talk about the breaks and lunches, those all are also coming under labor law. I mean the work rule. So we need to be aware of about the work rules and what are the constants that we have. Let's suppose whenever we are logging in to the shift, we cannot take break for starting 1.5 hours. And before logging out, we cannot take break before 1.5 hours or 1 hour. So these are the rules that we have. Okay. So while you are doing the scheduling on Excel, so how do we create the schedules and break pattern? you should be aware. And whenever you are doing a scheduling on IEX or something, different tools those we have. So there are some options where you need to put the marking. So I hope now it is clear the work rule.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
clear work role.
Okay. Now tell me one thing. How many of you are aware about the requirement calculation piece? If you guys have seen the video that I have uploaded, I hope you are all clear
Yes.
because I have explained the linear calculation as well as along with different KPIs. So there should not be any doubt. If you have, please go ahead and ask. Yes. Okay. Somehow, if you are getting a question like, what do we do as scheduling? What would be the answer? What you will answer? We have 18 participants. Everyone is open to answers.
What's your question? Could you please repeat again?
Yeah. So what do we do as scheduling?
So actually, the right amount of people with right skill set available at the right time. That's the purpose of scheduling.
Okay. So how do you know that how many people are required a point of time?
With the help of forecasted volume and occupancy, shrinkage, so we can find out the requirement.
Okay. So now you have told the occupancy. So this is also the most asked question that what is occupancy? And while we are doing the scheduling, it is as an input or output? What is it?
Occupancy is input in linear calculation while calculating the requirement, but in case of Erlang, occupancy would be output,
All right.
if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, correct. Thanks. So I hope everyone is clear. While we are doing the linear calculation, occupancy would be as input. And while we are doing the airline calculation, we will get it as an output. Is everybody clear?
Yes.
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 Great. So how many of you are aware about inflex efficiency? Is everyone aware?
Flex, that means wastage of resource, we can say.
Okay, so just want to know one thing. What is the formula that we take for inflex?
Scheduled open minus requirement divided by total required count.
All right. So the variance that we take in numerator, that is the absolute variance, right? that we don't take in minus or plus. That is absolute variance, right?
Correct, right. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it means we are taking the over and under both. Okay. So we cannot directly say that it's a wastage only. There might be wastage and there might be shortages as well. So a schedule inflex is the variance against the requirement, right? And when we talk about the wastages, so a schedule wastage, so a schedule wastage is something that we are overhead, we are overstaffed,
Right.
right? So sometime interview viewer will ask this as well, why we say wastage. So we need to be clear while we are calculating the inflex. So that is the variance, I mean the absolute variance that might be in plus or minus. So is
So,
everything?
Chandra, is there any capping for 5%, 6%, 10%? Any capping for inflex?
So
I mean, high
inflex,
inflex.
for inflex is basically it's up to the business to business. Okay, because it's totally up to the call arrival pattern. How call arrival pattern that we have. There is no any kind of capping.
Thanks.
So logic behind that is that if we have a lesser schedule inflex, that will directly schedule efficiency we need to maintain there basically. That means how much accurate we our schedules are there. On that basis, now if we ideally see, so 5 to 6%, that's the inflex that what we used to consider there. But again, it depends upon process to process. But in terms of number, I told you 5 to 6%.
All
Clear?
right. Thanks.
When we are evaluating the schedule, the efficiency should be close to 100%, as much as we can make it close. Okay, so how we do apply the shrinkage in the scheduling? What is the formula that we have? Let's suppose I have scheduled 100 agents for a particular interval, and I know the shrinkage, there might be possibility of the 10% of shrinkage. What formula that I will apply over here?
100
100
divided by
divided by
1
1
minus
plus 10%.
10%.
100 divided by,
1 minus 10%.
all right, let me apply over here. 100 divided by 1 minus 10%. So do you really think the headcount will decrease or increase?
Headcount will increase.
So when I'm saying is I've scheduled 100 headcount, okay,
Yes.
and there is possibility of 10% of shrinkage.
Mhm.
So what would be my open number?
At the end, we will get 100 people. But after applying 10% shrinkage, we would need 111 people we need to schedule actually.
No. So what I'm saying is already I've scheduled 100 agents, and
Okay.
based on the trend, based on the historical data, I know there would be the shrinkage of 10%. Okay. So what would be my open number? So always keep in mind while we talk about the scheduling, so this should not be divided, it should be in multiplication. Okay.
Okay.
So whenever we are talking about the requirement calculation from planning perspective, so we will divide it. And while we are doing it in the scheduling piece, because in the planning piece we will take the shrinkage as buffer, and in the scheduling we want to remove that shrinkage from the head count, right?
Okay.
So already I've explained this formula in the session, but yes, here again I'm explaining because most of the people get confused. So if someone is giving you shrinkage and he just want to know the buffer head count after that particular shrinkage, so then you can take that calculation. But while I just want to remove this 10% of shrinkage from this particular head count, so I will multiply this. Okay. As normally what we do is we basically do minus from this to this 10%. Okay. So the same thing that we can do. I hope it is
So
clear.
basically, it means that yeah. So basically, it means let me more clarify that. So like no, we have 100 agents that who were scheduled to take the calls, but no, after applying the shrinkage, we got the number that is 90. That means we have 90 agents who are available to take calls here. Is it clear? That's why we had multiplied and inflated by shrinkage there. Is that clear, guys?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
In terms of requirement, yeah. All right, then it's clear. Then it's fine. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So how many of schedulers are there with us? Taking your silence as none and considering there is no anyone scheduler with us. There are only RTAs, right?
Yes.
All right. So there might be a question that what exactly the problem a scheduler face while doing scheduling? What is the major problem a scheduler face? Okay. So when we get this question, so we should be aware that a scheduler always face the problem of inflex only. Okay. So to make the efficient schedule, to create the efficient schedule, always a scheduler should, I mean, a scheduler does the optimization and try his level best that he is taking the best fit shift to minimize the inflex. So inflex is the main problem for schedulers. I hope it is clear.
Yes.
Okay, so I think the major question that I have covered from the scheduling perspective. But yes, what all the formula that we have, what is the better understanding that I can provide you, that would be in next session. Okay, there I will try to explain in a better way with the examples